The first time the house called my name, I thought it was my sister playing a joke. I lay in bed, bleary-eyed, as the sound echoed through the hallways, my name, whispered with a hollow intimacy. I tossed off the covers and padded to the kitchen, expecting Emily to be hiding behind the pantry door or holding a phone to her mouth, giggling. But she was already at the table, her nose buried in her phone. The kitchen was dimly lit, with a pale morning glow filtering through the window. It was our usual setup, and nothing seemed out of place. I shrugged, thinking it was just a weird dream, and headed to the bathroom to brush my teeth. As I passed the living room, I caught a glimpse of something that made my heart slow. Our couch, which normally had a worn patch on the left armrest, was now a smooth, pristine color with no sign of the scuff. I pushed the thought aside and got on with my morning routine, but the discrepancy lingered at the edge of my mind. It wasn't until I stepped out into the backyard, where the sun was casting long shadows across the lawn, that I heard the house speak again. This time, my name was a clear, urgent whisper on the wind, coming from the direction of the garden shed. I felt a shiver run down my spine. The garden shed was a new addition, we'd built it last year, and it was never more than a few feet away. I walked over, feeling the dew-damp grass beneath my feet, and opened the creaky door. The shed was empty, except for a stack of old tools and a top draped over a pile of firewood. But the door was slightly ajar, and there was a faint scent of fresh paint in the air. Over the next few days, the little anomalies started to pile up. I'd walk into the kitchen and find the fridge stocked with a different set of groceries. Or the coffee table in the living room would be cluttered with different books and magazines. At first, I thought my sister was playing a prank on me, but eventually, I realized it was the house itself that was changing. Each day, it would rearrange its own layout, like a puzzle constantly shifting its pieces. I started to keep a journal, listing the ways in which our home was rewriting itself. Some changes were small, the color of the walls, the pattern of the rug, while others were more significant, like the addition of a new door or the removal of an entire room. I'd wake up every morning, feeling like I was stepping into a different dimension, one where the rules of our reality no longer applied. As the days blurred together, I began to feel like I was living in a dream, one that was slowly unraveling thread by thread. I'd catch glimpses of things that didn't belong, like a stranger's shoes in our hallway, a vase with a different pattern, or a photograph with unfamiliar faces. It was as if our house was trying to communicate something to me, but I had no idea what. I tried to talk to Emily about what was happening, but she just laughed it off, saying I was stressed or sleep-deprived. I knew she wouldn't take me seriously, so I kept my discoveries to myself, scribbling notes in my journal whenever I could. One day, I woke up to find our bedroom rearranged. The furniture was different, and the bed was now facing a wall I'd never noticed before. As I sat up, I saw a message scrawled on the wall, in letters that seemed to pulse with a faint, otherworldly light: "You're not where you think you are." I felt a cold dread creeping up my spine as I realized that the house was telling me something I'd been trying to ignore, that everything I thought I knew about our reality was a lie. I lay back down, my mind racing, and waited for the house to speak again. But as I listened, I heard only silence. The shadows on the wall seemed to grow longer and darker, like skeletal fingers reaching for me. And I knew that I was no longer sure what was real and what was just a product of this ever-shifting, ever-unraveling world that our house had become.